Hello, my name is Hunter Bolenbach. I do not have an audience today, but my speech is called The Starry Speech. My speech is going to be over The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. The purpose of my speech is to inform my audience of the history, facts, and everything about the Starry Night painting by Vincent van Gogh. I use predominantly academic resources to find my information, and I'll first talk about Vincent van Gogh, the history of himself. Secondly, I'll talk about the Starry Night, the painting, and lastly, I will talk about the type of painting, the type of artwork that it is. So Vincent van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853 in the Netherlands, and he is considered one of the best artists in the history of the world and all of art. There's a lot of very interesting things about him that a lot of people may or may not know. The first thing, though, that's very common, a lot of people know, is that Vincent van Gogh cut his own ear off. But not a lot of people know why. So Van Gogh was in a very, very bad state of mind majority of his life. He was not supported by a lot of his family at all in any way. And he never got recognized for very much of anything throughout his life. So Van Gogh didn't have a good mind state. So the reason why he actually cut his ear off was because he was giving it as a token of gratitude to a prostitute in a brothel. I have a quote by a Bryn Library ebook. It says he went straight to a house where for want of a fellow countrywoman he can find a chance acquaintance and give this sentry his ear carefully washed out and enclosed in an envelope. Here, he said, a remembrance of me. So after that, Van Gogh painted lots of artwork, and he never got recognition for it. He did not gain any popularity until after he was dead. Van Gogh actually shot himself, and that's how he died. He didn't die till 3 days later. He asked his brother to take him home, where he died in his brother's arms. Joanna was the wife of Van Gogh's brother, and Van Gogh's brother died 6 months after Van Gogh of syphilis. And Joanna collected around 71 pieces of his artwork and put them in a New York gallery, not in New York, in Paris, and where he was recognized as a genius. Van Gogh never got a genius and an artist. Van Gogh never got to see this himself, but his mom, who was never accepting of him in any way, or his parents were never accepting of him in any way, were able to see that he was recognized as an artist and a genius. Next, we're going to talk about the Starry Night painting itself and its composition. So the Starry Night was created in 1889. This is 1 year before Van Gogh shot himself and died, and is recognized as one of his most famous paintings. It was in the middle of the night. It was more closer to the morning than it was in the later, like towards the end of the night. It was more close to the morning, and Van Gogh was staring outside of his asylum cell. And he saw the moon. He told his brother how the inspiration of this painting. He was staring at the moon, and the moon was very big, is what Van Gogh said. And the thing that I like about this painting, the way it's constructed, is that it's constructed through lines. That's the way that canvas painters do this kind of artwork. I think it's really awesome that someone can see so much beauty. It's a screwed up situation. He was actually in an asylum, a mental asylum, and that's pretty bad circumstances for being in a good situation. I mean, for being in a good state of mind that he was. So again, the painting features lines and things like that. So the best part of this painting to me was that you can see the wind swirling. So it's probably one of the last details he added to the painting. You can see the wind swirling. And whenever a canvas painter paints, they add more oil, and that's how he added more. That's how he added the winds in there. And there's also the stars that they're outlined in white and yellow to signify brightness and beauty. and the sky actually takes up a large amount of the painting, just because that he needs to. That he wants people to focus on the beauty. But there's also a tree in there as well to show that he was blocked by something as well. But lastly, we're going to talk about the oil canvas style of paint. The painting "The Starry Night" was an oil canvas style of paint. It was Van Gogh's favorite style of paint, and he painted over 1,000 pieces of art. So his mother disposed of a lot of it because she thought that it was worthless, and so he lost so much of his artwork that nobody will ever be able to see, that he gave to his mom. But this style of painting is more complex than it sounds, than I originally thought whenever I first learned about it in elementary school. Artists can add different types of solvents into the paint to make it thicker, thinner, dry faster, dry slower, so you can add different things to it. It's pretty awesome. When artists do their final touches, they add more oil to the top because the more oil makes it show up more on top of the less consistency. So the construction of the canvas is the last part that we're going to talk about. The construction of the canvas has changed a lot. Originally, it was on like a piece of wood, and a piece of wood with a plaster on top of it, and artists would paint on top of the plaster. But now the common style of it is a wood frame wrapped in a canvas, a sail-like canvas, and artists paint over that. So in conclusion, Van Gogh was an amazing artist. He changed the world, and he was never recognized, which is very, very sad. And through his life, he was never recognized. But people that doubted him were able to be put in their place, and that's what I think is beautiful about that. The Starry Night was just an amazing painting. I'm glad that I picked it to research it, and canvas painting is very, very awesome. Thank you very much.